Welcome to the Streamline to Scale podcast, where we help online business owners just like you go from 6 to 7 figures with ease. I'm Erin, and after years of working with companies to achieve sustainable growth, I've learned that the key to success lies in simplicity. Tune in to the Streamline to Scale podcast, where we're turning business dreams into reality. Hey there, welcome back to the Streamline to Scale podcast. I'm Erin, CEO of Premier Virtual Operations and host of the Ethical Hiring Hub Facebook group. I'm super excited that you're here today because I want to talk about something that I'm seeing quite frequently in the hiring industry, and that is this myth that you have to have all of your SOPs in place before hiring. So SOPs are standard operating procedures, and those are the how-to manual behind your business. So this is how and why and when and who does the things in your business. And they're super important to have in your business. And I'm definitely not putting off that it's super important to have those for sure, because you should have a humongous bank of every single thing you do in your business captured in an SOP. The problem is people are putting off even their first hires till they have those SOPs in place. And what happens is I have people coming to me nonstop. I'm going to hire you when I have all these SOPs in place. And they keep digging themselves into a further hole with their SOP issues. So today I'm going to talk about 3 questions to ask yourself if you think you need SOPs before you hire. And I'm also going to tell you a super simple method for doing SOPs once you have your new hire in place. So almost once a week, I have a potential client who comes to me and says they're going to be ready to hire their team member at the end of the month when they have their SOPs in place. This happens so many times. I can't tell you. It's over and over and over. So these are the 3 questions that I ask these people and why I ask these questions. The first question is, are your processes really complete? Are your processes so dialed in that you know exactly what you're doing and how you're going to do it and who's going to do it and the purpose behind everything? Are they complete enough that you can realistically say those are not going to change again at the end of next week? Now, I will say that SOPs are constantly evolving and constantly changing, and that's normal. We expect that. I tell clients, every 6 months, you should review your SOPs. Make sure they're up to date. You don't want a bunch of out-of-date info hanging out there. But the problem is when you first start out, especially if you're a solopreneur, you do not have complete processes. I can almost guarantee this because what happens as a solopreneur is you only see the process from your perspective. So maybe they feel complete to you, but are there holes? Are there details you've missed that will be picked up by someone who's not familiar with how the process works? Now, I want to give a disclaimer here that these 3 questions are not applying if you already have a large team. Of course, you should start your SOPs if you have a large team. That's mass chaos if you don't have them. This is whenever you are moving from solopreneur to CEO. The first question you want to ask yourself is, are your processes really complete? Can you, without a doubt, write those down and say, I could hand this to someone and they could do it without me? The answer is almost always no there. The next question you want to ask is, do you have time to complete these SOPs yourself? When people come to me because they're looking for a team member, they're always in a state of chaos and overwhelm because we wait too late to get the team member, right? And then it's suddenly like, oh, fires I have to put out, drowning in admin work. I can't keep up with my clients, all of those things. And then on top of that, you're going to go try to record all the SOPs, document all the processes in your business. You just do not have time. As a solopreneur, that is absolutely a horrific use of your time. Yes, the processes are in your head. Yes, you need to be the one to approve them and to understand how all the workflow moves through your business. But do you need to be the one actually crafting the SOPs and getting everything on paper and getting it documented and up to date and all those things? No, you don't. That should never be you. That's just a horrible waste of your time. You know, if you follow me at any time at all, you know, I'll say, take your hourly rate, apply that to whatever tasks you're doing. That's what it's costing you to do those. People would waste thousands and thousands of dollars on these SOP banks. So the third question is, have I tested this process with a team? And this is the biggest one. This is the biggest reason why you need to wait, because if you don't have a team yet, you really don't know how the process is going to work, especially if you're not super familiar with working with a team. So what happens is when someone else gets in there, number one, like I mentioned earlier, you find out that there's holes in the process that you didn't see because you're so involved in the day to day. But also you'll find out that when you test it with a team, there's a lot more steps than when you're just testing it with yourself, because a lot of the review stages and all of those things you don't realize are actually involved in your processes until you get a team. So really, up until that point, until you get the team and they're trained where they should be, then it's very hard to develop a system or a process without that knowledge. So I want you to also ask yourself, and this is a bonus question, if you're putting off hiring based on SOPs not being done, do you have a mindset issue? Are the SOPs really, really, really the problem? Or are you just afraid to pull that trigger? And it's okay. If you are afraid to take the leap into hiring, it's fine. That's a common issue. It's a big, scary thing. And I'm not trying to minimize that. You're responsible for other people. And you have to worry about, are you going to manage well? Are you going to lead well? Are you going to find the right person? I understand that it's a scary issue, but don't mask the issue behind the SOPs. Because then what happens is you're basically running your business into the ground, or let's not even say running it into the ground. Let's say that you're keeping it stagnant. It's like your business is stuck in quicksand because you're waiting to create a manual of how your business runs. So now what is our super simple process for SOPs? And this is what we go through in the back end of the Hire, Train, Delegate program, what I do with the exclusive hire clients, even upper level clients. When you're doing SOPs for your own business, the best thing to do is for you to record yourself doing the task, talking through the task on Loom, Vimeo, somewhere like that. And that is as far as you should go with it. From there, you should have a team member that takes over, does all the what, why, when, how, adds it, makes it a nice document, drops the video link in there. That way it's created for all different learning types, a wide variety of people. And then you have a complete SOP. I will also tell you that developing those SOPs is a great first thing to do when you're training a team member, especially your first one who's going to be your right hand, because those SOPs will not only get you an SOP as a result, but also teach and train your team member as they go. So don't overcomplicate, don't overthink, drop those videos in a spreadsheet somewhere, label them, come back to them later. Just get on with the hire, because hiding behind your SOPs forever will not work. So in our system, what we recommend, a first hire who helps you build out systems and processes for all the hires that will follow. So once you get that first hire in place, they help you shore up all your systems so that you're ready to scale and move your business without creating a shaky foundation that you've just added a lot of people into. So that's how you create the foundation for your business. When you don't have time to create the foundation of your business, you bring someone in to help you. We train virtual assistants that we bring on as part of our onboarding process. They're trained in how to correctly do an SOP. That's one thing we go over right from the very beginning. So they know how to do an SOP. They come in, they take it over from you, and then you don't worry about it. It's done. You review it. You look over it. Yes, this is great. You had a good understanding of the material. I didn't explain this well enough. Let's go back and tweak here. And then they're done. And your team member is trained at the same time. So that's our super simple process for SOP. And that's the 3 questions I want you to ask yourself if you are putting off hiring till you have SOPs in place. Are your processes really complete? Do you realistically have time to complete the SOPs? And have you already tested this process with the teams? Those are the 3 things you should ask yourself before you take on SOPs without a new hire. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have more questions, comments, concerns, I would love for you to email me, team@erinpersinger.com. You can ask me anything. We will reply there, put you on my email list, and that gets you all the best content, tips, and tricks for building out your virtual team. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you again next Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in to the Streamline to Scale podcast. We hope you gained valuable insights on scaling and streamlining your business. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Remember, growing your online business can be easy. By focusing on developing lean, effective teams, creating simple systems, and implementing smart business practices, you can take your business to the next level. And if you're ready to take action and start growing your business today, head over to our website at premiervirtualoperations.com to learn more about our services and how we can help you reach your business goals. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode of Streamline to Scale.